Hi, everybody. My apologies. It looks like my guest is a no-show today. Um, we may have gotten our wires crossed or dates crossed, or I know she had some medical stuff done not too long ago. She may not have just been back up to speed and just hadn't been able to reach me. So we're gonna just fly by the seat of our pants and see what happens. Um, So you just got me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but there you go. You just got me to deal with today. Unless she shows up late. Maybe she's running a little late. So we'll hope for the best and see what happens. Um, in the meantime, I can say hello to Sharon and hello to Teresa and hello to Jenny. Thank y'all for being here and being early. I do appreciate it. Pardon the mess behind me. I'm still trying to do some rearranging in here, and my vacation week was kind of blew out the wall, blew out the window this week. A lot of what I planned to get done never got done simply because of the car accident and all that stuff, and having to deal with insurance and da 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 da. But my son is okay. He just sprained ankle. It's already healing. Many, 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 many thanks to everyone who sent healing energy and Reiki and everything they could think of to him for fast healing. It is greatly appreciated because his ankle really looked bad, and it has healed extremely quickly, which kind of was like neither one of us expected it to heal that fast. And I told him, I said, that's all that energy coming at you. That's why it healed up so quick. And looks like the insurance company is going to pay us a small little bit for the car. Um, Actually, more than I thought I would get because it was pretty beat up and run down. So I wasn't really thinking I was going to get very much for it. And but it looks like it'll be enough that I can hopefully find a decent used car here in the next week or so, and get myself some new wheels. So y'all pray for that. I find something quickly that's runs good, is economical, and it's cheap because I don't have a lot of money. So but at least I've got a little bit. So as soon as the check clears, I'll be able to stick that in the bank and sit on it until I find something. I've got several friends and family that are in the process of scouring everybody that they know to see if anyone has a car or knows of a car. So we'll see what happens there. So for now, I've got a rental. The insurance company covers that until Tuesday, and if I want to keep it past Tuesday, then I'm going to have to pay for it out of pocket, which I'll probably have to do because I need transportation. I got to be able to get to and from work and to and from doctor visits and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, like I said, Marla did not make it today. I mean, she may still show up, she may just be running late. She could be having technical issues herself. Um, I haven't talked to her in a really long time, and I know that she had just had some medical work done um, not that long ago. And so, I'm worried she may not have healed up as quickly as she thought she would. Um, she may not be in a position that she can actually get in touch with me and let me know, hey, I can't make it. And that happens. I mean, we've all been there. It happens to the best of us. C'est la vie. So, like I said, you got me. And I don't know what else to tell y'all. Everything seems to be going well as far as getting all the mess taken care of for the insurance in the car, like I was saying. So it's just a matter of finding something, hopefully quickly. So if y'all have any topics you would like me to talk about or read on, throw it into the chat. If you want a card drawn, throw it into the chat. Um, we'll hang out for a little while and just see what happens. And if hi Marina, um, and if my guest doesn't show up, say in half an hour, we'll play it by ear and we'll either just close it out or we'll keep going if things are rocking and rolling along just fine. So if anybody in the chat wants to hop on with me, say the word. I'll put the link in there. So if you have a question, throw it in there. And what's that Teresa saying? My stuff. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because there's 3 of us admins in our office. And so one girl took the first week of June or the end of May, beginning of June. And then the other girl took the next week. And so then I thought, well, I'll go ahead and take this following week. And that way, boom, 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 we all are out. We get it knocked out so that we're all here for the summer. And then we'll probably do another round just before classes start again in the fall. And it turned out to be the best thing to happen that my vacation fell last because I was the one that had to deal with the car accident and all that good fun stuff. So anyway, so yeah, stuff doesn't always get done. Like I said, I had things I had planned to do this week while I was off, and just didn't gel. Mostly because I lost my helper, my son, who was sitting with his leg up most of the time. I did get to see the surgeon over my back, and he agrees with me. Let's hold off on back surgery for a little while longer, and see if we can't try a few other things first. So he told me to keep up with the therapy that I already do at home, and then he's ordering a back brace for me, one of the hard shell braces, and won't that be fun? But he said it might be just enough to help stabilize it, to keep it from becoming too painful, but that it's just steadily going to keep getting worse. There's nothing to do about that. So anyhow, hi Adrian, nice to see you. Andrea, nice to see you. Adrian, Jesus, I can't get anybody's name straight today. So if y'all have a question, toss it out. I'll throw some cards on it. If you want an oracle card, say the word, and I will pull a card on it. If you want to join me, say the word. I'll put the link in the chat. You can hop on live with me. I know most of you are like, what? No, I don't have any makeup on. Let's see. Okay, Jenny, you're first up. Thank you for playing along and making me not feel so self-conscious. A general read. Oh, thank you. You're sweet. Let's see. Are you in a tarot read mood, or are you in an oracle card read mood? Because I've got several out. Let me see what just seems to be. Oh, okay. I think this one. And I think this one. Okay. We're going to go with some oracle cards. Absolutely, darling. I got time for you. I got you started. Okay. So let's see. We're going to start out, Jenny. I'm going to pull a card for you from the Starseed Oracle, and then I'm going to pull a card for you from the Work Your Light Oracle. And let's see we good. Hey, that's cool, Marina. Everybody's already got plans, and actually, Denise from Spiritual Growth Tarot, she thought I was coming on their show this Saturday instead of next Saturday. We both got our dates screwed up, and I laughed. I told her, I said, "You watch." I said, "My guest won't show up just because, you know." So, alrighty, let's see what we got here. Let's see, that was this one. Let me shuffle this deck a couple of times. I got you, Rossi. And this one, like I said, did I show it? The Work Your Light Oracle. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to do the camera right. One of these days, anyway. And and I got you too, Andrea. All righty. Let's see what we got here. Oh my, okay. First up was Activated Earth. And what it says is power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So whatever is leading you in a certain direction, trust that message, because Spirit is leading you for something. And then the next card I pulled says share your voice, come out of the cave, expression. So you're being led for something. You're being led somewhere. Find your voice and speak up when you get there, or as you go on that journey. I'm not sure. It's not saying whether if you need to express your voice on the journey or once you arrive. I would say just go with what feels right in that moment. And then we can go from there as far as what needs to be spoken aloud. Maybe it's just saying you need to find your voice for yourself. That might be what it's saying. It's not being very clear for me. Let me see. I want to pull a qualifier on that. Just let me see what we get. It might kind of like specify. Oh, okay. Queen of Swords. So that's talking about unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. So I think that you will know. There you go. Okay, you're going to West Virginia. So just keep your eyes open, and I think just keep your heart and your mind open, and Spirit's going to lead you in the direction that you need to go when you get there, and you'll be able to help a lot of people. So that takes a lot of courage to pack up and go somewhere like that, especially for nursing. Thank God for y'all, because without nurses, where would doctors be, right? Twiddling their thumbs. They don't know how to do anything anyway. Okay, let's see. Who was next? Andrea, I know you got to run, so I want to get to you quickly. An oracle card. And y'all don't have to apologize if you can't come on. I was just throwing that out there in case somebody was just sitting there going, well, I could have joined her. So let me see here. Okay, Andrew, I'm getting a pull from the Rose Oracle to go with that one for you. So let's see what we're going to get if all the cards would come out of the box. give it a quick shuffle. And like I said, my guest didn't make it, y'all. So you just got me. And we'll see where this takes us. And oh, you're going to a VA facility, Jenny. Definitely needed. Yes. Yes. Our vets need to be well cared for. And unfortunately, many of them aren't. Um, okay, Andrea, let's see what we get here. And all right, let's do a couple of shuffles on this one. It's a lot harder to do this by yourself, because you feel like you want to keep up a running commentary and talk to people, and you have to stop and think for a minute. Okay, the first thing I pull for you, Andrea, is the Great Mother. And look, you're sitting there with your baby right now. So how accurate is that, right? It says surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. So spirit is also mother and father, friend, lover, however you need spirit to be. And this is just telling you that spirit is there for you as a mother, for you to gain strength from, to help you be a good mother as you move along with your children's growth. I mean, my son is 39 years old now. Last Friday, when he was in the car accident, you would have thought he was 2. I flipped. So, yeah, I get it. We need Mother Earth. We need Mother in our lives. Even for those of us whose mothers have passed, we still need that connection just to feel protected. And that's what we give our children, is that feeling of protection, that mommy's right there and she's going to take care of me. I mean, it's like with him, the minute the accident happened, the first thing he did was call me and, crying in the phone, Mama, I've been in a wreck, come quick. And I couldn't get there quick enough. I mean, I was there in minutes, but still. Okay, and then I pulled a card again from the Starseed Oracle, and it says perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, find common ground. There's Earth, that little blue dot in the middle. The further away you get, the smaller that blue dot gets. We tend to think of Earth as being this solid place that we can sink our roots into, that will always hold us. But in reality, while that is all true, it's also, that was weird. It's also shows us that in the vastness of the many universes, and I believe there are more than one. I'm a firm believer in the multiverse, in interstellar. I mean, who knows what's out there? But I think that when you pull back and you look at that perspective, and it's just that little blue dot in this vast emptiness. I mean, even as you look around and you see other planets, other galaxies, other, whatever, it kind of brings it home that we're all just little bitty specks in this whole quilt of what pieces us all together. And will we ever know what all of that is? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not in my lifetime. But still, it's nice to know we can rely on Mother. It's nice to know that Mom is there, whether she's with us physically or just in spirit. And yeah, exactly, Marina. Marina's saying her son's 42 and he's still a toddler running around. I know. I look at my son sometimes and I'm like, weren't you just a toddler yesterday? I mean, what happened? Where did the time go? Yeah, so that can be Enjoy, I would say, Andrea, I would say, enjoy your children while they're young. I know how aggravating it can be. I know how exhausting it can be. I know how demanding they can be. But enjoy every minute of them being little, because you're going to blink one day and turn around and they're adults living their own lives, having their own children. And you sit and you think to yourself, where did the time go? When did this happen? You were a baby yesterday, and now you're a parent. You're a grown man or a grown woman. Um, I know my mother used to say, you can be 80 years old, you will still be my baby no matter what. So yeah, just enjoy your children. Embrace mother, embrace being mother, and just know that just know that we can our kids always expect us to be there no matter what. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we got Rossi's Den. May I get a message from Spirit, please? Yes, ma'am. Shockwave, I got you starred, baby. So, um, yes, Ellen, he's okay. The car was killed. Um, half the front end was in the intersection, and the other half was smushed in. So, it was totaled. But he walked away with nothing but a sprained ankle, and I can't stop saying thank you to whomever, whatever takes care of all of us. Just thank you, because I just can't imagine if he'd have been seriously hurt. That's a fear that I just can't deal with. Um, but he's fine, and we're gonna be okay. Um, and now I just have to wait for the insurance money to clear, and I can try to find myself another car. Like I said, hopefully one that's economical and decent, and I find quickly. Okay, Rossi, message from Spirit. Which deck did I just pull from? Okay. I should have just opened all of them because I keep getting. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Okay. Oh, that's not a card. That's just a thingy. All right, hang on just a second. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I know there's other people that are on that are probably far more entertaining than just me, myself, and I, but we'll figure it out as we go along, right? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. So I pulled one of the cards from Divine Abundance Oracle, and it says companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. Now, how true is that? When you focus in on somebody and give them 100% of your attention, fully, eye contact, you're listening, it makes them feel so important because they feel like they're being listened to, that they're being heard. And that's a gift that a lot of us don't receive. And unfortunately, a lot of us forget to give because we're busy on the phone, somebody's yakking at us and we're on the phone at the same time, or we're doing other things. And it's stopping, taking that breath, and appreciating that companionship and giving that person your full on attention. And then from the which one is it? The Work Your Light Oracle says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? That's a really good message. I mean, think about that. If you knew that if you stepped out and did anything you wanted to do, you would be completely supported. What would you do? Think about that for a minute. That's powerful. That's a powerful message. Yeah, that's a powerful message. So give your full attention to someone when they need you, and just go from there. Step out. Know that Spirit's got your back. Step out and do what it is you want to do. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody else. Oh, thank you, Andrea. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I've got a flip through on the Rose Oracle deck on my channel, a card flip through where I show all the cards. I've slowly been going through all my cards and doing a little short, anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes long, just showing all the cards. So if any of you are curious about certain decks, or you want to, you know, kind of see what all the cards look like, not just a couple that they'll show on Amazon or Etsy, go check out. There may be a deck you're looking for that I've done a flip through on. And I haven't even done a third of what I've got. I've been doing like a deck or two every week, trying to get them recorded and get them uploaded. So, and I've been releasing like one deck a week. I've got several out there already. So, yeah, if you're looking for different decks, one that you're thinking of might be on there. So, and if it's not, give me a buzz, and if I've got it, I could do a flip through real quick and post it. That way you can see before you spend money. You might find that. Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to talk and pay attention to what I'm saying while I'm going through and making sure I haven't missed any questions while I go through and star. Thank y'all for staying and hanging with me. Again, I'm sorry my guest didn't make it. I don't know what happened. I'm just hoping she's okay. Okay, bye, Marina. You have a good day, darling. Oh, thank you, Loretta. I'm glad you like the flip throughs. I've gotten a little bit of feedback, but not a whole lot. So, oh, Lisa likes them too. Cool. And Rossi. That's great. That's why I'm doing them, Rossi. So everybody can kind of get an idea of what the deck looks like. Because sometimes you'll see one or two cards and you think, oh, that looks good. And then you get the deck and you go through it and it just doesn't do anything for you. I got you, Ellen. I got you. Let me see. Where are you? I know I saw it and I forgot to start. I thought I had. Let me see. Ellen. I got you, Ellen. Okay, you're good to go. And Sonia, I got you, Sonia. So you're good too. Okay, next up is Shockwave. And then I have Loretta, Mother's Tarot, Sonia, and Ellen. So y'all are all in the queue, so to speak. And you're fine. We've only been here for what, 30 minutes? We got time. Okay. Shockwave, a general reading. Is there a particular item you're looking for in a general reading, or just whatever spirit throws out there at you? Let's see. Get some of these cards sticking here. Oh, this. Okay. Let's see. I'm feeling this one. I'm feeling this one. Ouch. All right. And again, for the newcomers just coming in, I'm sorry my guest didn't make it. Not sure what happened, but so you got me. And I'll hang with y'all as long as you want. Whatever spirit has. Okay, cool. So if you want a card pull or if you have a question, feel free to throw it in the chat and I will pull a card on it for you. Or pull a couple of cards anyway. One card's never enough for me. Let's... Oh, let's see. Okay, see, I feel like I should be yakking. Well, that's it, Andrea. I have so many decks now. And since I discovered Temu, they've become my new best friend, let me tell you. Especially with cards. I've bought probably close to 24 Oracle decks from them because you get them so cheap. And they're the smaller cards. They fit in your hands. So that's kind of cool. Okay, Shockwave. I started out with the name of the deck is Healing Energy Oracle Deck. And this is what I pulled. And it's called Goodness. And it says, you can overcome your imperfections, polish your character, and feed on the positive. Free yourself. Allow your goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, you offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to yourself and others. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love others, right? And then from the Ascended Masters Oracle deck, I pulled Amaterasu. I think is how you say it, Amaterasu. And it says, come out of the closet. Nowadays, that tends to have one particular meaning, but that could have numerous meanings of coming out of the closet, of just accepting who you are, who you feel you need to be, and just step out in confidence. Let your goodness show. And no matter what you've had hidden, when you come out and just bravely show it, the goodness will outshine any bad that may be seen from that. I think that when we truly accept our true selves and step out and do what we feel like Spirit's calling us to do, then we're able to impact more people's lives of what maybe they need. Smiling at that stranger in the grocery line who's in a foul mood or whose kids are screaming and having fits. Saying something funny to make the kids laugh so they quit screaming at mom. Little things like that can make or break a person's day. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, when my son was little, when just exhaustion would just take over, and suddenly my mother would show up on the doorstep and say, hey, I'm here to get the kid. And she'd grab him and go. And it would always invariably would be just at a moment when I needed that break, or to be in a bad mood or be upset about something, and you're pumping gas in your car, you're standing in the grocery line, and somebody walks by you and smiles and says, have a great day, I mean, just that smile alone can change your whole day. So it's nice to kind of keep that in mind and put that forward. So I hope that resonated with you. Let's see who we got next. Okay, Miss Loretta, Mother's Tarot. Will our elected officials step up and embrace 0 point energy? What is 0 point energy? I don't know what that is. But it sounds good. Shockwave, we've been promised crazy storms all week and they haven't hit yet. But we've had, now I'm in Louisiana, we've had temperatures like 110 plus with the heat index. It's like stepping outside into a steam bath. It's so hot outside. And I mean, literally, you step outside and in a minute, you got sweat pouring down your face. Oh yeah, Andrew, Timu has got. Where do you think all these decks came from? They've got buku decks, tarot decks, oracle decks, wands, crystals, all kinds of stuff. Where's the other thingy I bought? I bought so much stuff I can't even remember now. All the things I got, but they had these are like card holders. Like you would set it down, and you can like it's of course it's on the ground, so it's not going to go all the way through, but it's like a card holder. You can set your cards in them. And then this is like a smaller one, maybe for like the bigger cards. I think that was like under $1, if I remember correctly. I've gotten tons of rings. I love bling. I've gotten all kinds of jewelry. It's all costume jewelry, but I've gotten tons of jewelry, earrings, rings, chains for pendants that I've had for a long time, and I didn't have a chain to hang them on, or they come with a chain so short that it won't fit around my fat neck. So I need a longer chain. And yes, y'all be sure, Loretta, let me hang on. Loretta, you are now a moderator, darling. Put your channel information, your channel address in the chat. And then that way people can go and check out your channel as well. We've got some really gifted people in here that read. Andrea is another one. Andrea, if you're still here, put your channel in there. Let me see. Hold tight a minute, y'all. I'm going to make y'all some moderators here. And so, Andrea, you're a moderator. The lowest possible energy that a quantum mechanical system may have. Huh. Now, if we could get to that, that would certainly help. And yeah, we need to get away from petro. Believe me, I live in a gas and oil state. It's ridiculous how much money they make, and none of it goes into infrastructure, into the state, into the school systems. It's truly pathetic. Andrea, you're also a moderator now. Rossi, Jules, if y'all want to be a moderator, say yes, and I'll make y'all one too. You're not too late, Sonia. Okay. I got you. Sonia. Don't worry. I got Sonia and Ellen are the other two that I have. So if you asked for something and I didn't catch it, bring it to my attention, and then that way I can go in and save your question, or just star you so that you'll know that so that you'll know that I got your thing, and I'll read for you. So let's Let's see. And who's the other one? Okay. We got us some new moderators now. So if you have a channel, put your channel in there. I want to make sure everybody has an opportunity for people to go and click and see their you want me to take away your lead? If you don't want it, Lisa, I'll take it away. That is up to you. And yeah, I have accidentally blocked, like timed out people that I didn't mean to, because the chat will jump as you're going to click, and it can be, you have to be careful. And I know the first time I did that by accident and I blocked the wrong person, it was Sharon Sipe that I blocked. I felt so horrible. Oh my God. I was like, every time I saw her in chat for days, I kept apologizing to her until she was finally like, enough. It was an accident. But Andrea, you can only make people mods on the YouTube chat. So you either have to pull up the YouTube page while you're on air, or you can do it after the fact. You know, when you have a live chat, you can do it after the fact, and you go into the chat, and when you put your cursor over each person's comment, to the far right will be 3 dots, the ellipsis at the end, and you click on that, and you'll have an option to make a moderator, and then you'll have an option to make a super mod or a standard mod. I don't really know what the difference is. I'm sure there is. I just make everybody standard mods because I figure nobody wants to be saddled with extra duties, you know. So it's easy to do. If you get stuck, shoot me an email and I'll help you out with it. Hell, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay, Loretta. 0 point energy. Let's see what Spirit has to say about that, because yeah, that needs to happen big time. I mean, I live in an oil and gas state. We're talking, there is one small town in my state that is actually the hub of gas and oil, and they are the ones that determine the price for gas and oil. It comes out of one little bitty town right here in Louisiana. And I can't remember the name of the town to save my soul, or I'd tell you. So while you have one side that's keeps throwing all of these culture war BS issues up in the air and get people all wrapped up in that, the true goal is just to distract us from having clean energy, from making a decent wage, from having decent health care that we can afford, dental care. My son needs major dental work done. And even though he has insurance, he can't afford it. He can't afford the dental care because the insurance just barely covers enough to get your teeth cleaned once a year, and that's about it. And it really is ridiculous. One of our main roads here in town where I live, they had to close off a good block and a half area and this is like a major road, thousands of cars back and forth on it all day, every day of the week. And they had to close a chunk simply because the way the newspaper article put it, it said that that the road blew up underneath the pavement. I don't know exactly how that happens. They didn't really explain it, but the road is like buckled upwards. It looks like some roads when there's an earthquake, and they get, things get pushed together, and then you'll see roads that buckle upwards, and there's like a gap underneath with all the rock and gravel and everything. And they had to shut down this block and a half area, one of our main roads through town. Everybody takes this road to get to and from one end of town to the other. And now there's a big chunk of it closed off because the road blew up. It's like, who the hell expects to hear that on the news at night, you know? But yeah, we definitely need to find ways of improving our energy consumption while we still have a planet left to live on. Because as I tell people, Earth isn't going anywhere. It'll still be here. We, on the other hand, will be extinct. How many times has everything on the planet gone extinct because the planet has had a major extinction event that happens, you know? The planet's still here. Earth's not going anywhere, but we'll be bye-bye. And while it's exciting to explore space, and yes, I'm all for that, it's just as exciting and riveting to explore deep oceans. We have no clue what's down there. Or deep drilling, you know, just like up in the Arctic and the Antarctic and stuff to see what's into the core of the Earth. I mean, they still technically don't know. So I think that people as a whole need to get a grip on the fact that we're killing us by killing our planet. And if we don't start taking measures to improve the planet, we can pretty much stick our head between our knees and kiss our butt goodbye, you know. I mean, think back when the lockdown happened. After 1 month of the lockdown, scientists were making statements that they were shocked with how fast the planet started recovering by not having all of the stuff running and all the cars on the road and all the, you know, without having all this pollution going into the air. They started seeing the planet coming back like fast, a lot faster than they ever thought was possible. And I mean, I remember going and sitting outside the apartment we lived in at the time in the middle of town. And normally, if you sat outside, all you ever heard was the sound of traffic. You know, we were surrounded with some major roads that went around our complex. You sat outside day or night, all you heard was traffic. And within, I guess, 2 weeks of the lockdown, you could go sit outside. And the first thing that struck you was how quiet it was. And then the next thing that struck you was that you could hear birds singing and crickets chirping. It's like, I can't remember where I lived there. It's like, I can't remember the last time I heard birds singing, you know. It was unreal. Then we moved, of course, several years later, we moved where we are now. And it's fantastic because we have a private patio. You know, we can go sit outside on the patio and you can hear the birds chirping. And we have an eagle and its mate that fly through this complex all the time. And they like come swoop down like eye level where you're sitting in your patio and just go right up through. They don't land. They just fly around. You'll see them up in the air. I've had several people tell me that's just your spirit animal telling you I'm here for you. I said, yeah, because every time something major happens, I see the eagles. My son and I were sitting out on the patio one afternoon, smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I know, bad habit. And this beautiful black and gold monarch butterfly comes flitting into the patio. I have never seen one of those in real life. I've seen pictures, I've seen videos. I've never seen one in real life, up close and personal. And both of us just froze and we just sat there. And this butterfly just like kept flitting all around our heads and back and forth in the patio for like a good solid 5 minutes. This butterfly just like came and hung out with us. And both of us were just as still as could be, trying not to move and scare it off to see how long it was there. And then after it flew away, I said, damn, we didn't take a picture. And my son was like, I don't think it was meant for anybody else but us. And I said, I think you're right. So there you have it. All kinds of stuff can happen. All right. Ooh. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. First up is the Three of Swords reversed. Now, reversed, that's telling us negative self-talk, releasing pain, forgiveness, optimism, recovery, moving on. I think this is Spirit saying if we embrace true green energy, we're going to see recovery like we've never thought we could see before. We had that proven to us at the beginning of the pandemic when everything shut down all over the world. People in countries everywhere were saying they couldn't get over the birds and everything, and how clear the air was and how nice it smelled outside. And then I pull the Eight of Wands, which is a form of speed, of being, I think that if we take this into consideration, this is going to move along a lot faster than we ever realized. And it's going to help us recover. And then I finished with the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, reversed. And I think this is for those that are in charge of energy, let's say, across the world. Their greed has closed their minds and their eyes to the damage that they're doing, because they tend to live in this world thinking that's just the poor people that's going to get affected. It's not going to bother me. Honey, air's air. When you run out, you run out. I don't care how much money you have. If there is no air to breathe, you're going to die just like the next person. So yeah, I think Spirit's being very clear here that we have an opportunity to make it happen fast. But if we don't start taking the steps that need to be taken, there's going to be massive heartache for everyone. Because again, the planet's not going anywhere. It's be us that's gone. And okay, let me take a second here and make sure I didn't. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. Let's see. Wow, really, Shockwave? Certain areas of East Texas had golf ball to grapefruit-sized hail. Oh, I have some good friends that live in Southeast Texas. I'm going to have to shoot them an email. Are you okay? Oh, thank you. This is my Tree of Life shirt I got. And I got this online, and I can't remember now the name of the company. I'll have to look it up, and I'll put it in the comments below. I just can't remember the name of the company. That's where I got my. This is Moonstone, and it's a really cool. Let me take this off. It's a really cool pendant. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got this like antique silver setting for it. Looks like it looks like tree branches and stuff holding on to it. I got the pendant. Now it came with a chain that was so short. I was like, really, that's not going to fit. So I had to buy another. I had to buy another chain, and I got this ring from that same company. Now this black ring and these two rings I got from Timu, and I don't think I paid more than $2 for any of them each. That's how cheap it is. Um, so yeah, maybe I should make them pay me money. I keep telling everybody go to Timu, and now Mark has found it. Spirit Whisperer. He was unloading stuff the other night, showing everybody. I'm like, yeah, I got one. Yeah, I got one. So let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of idiots out there protesting LGBTQ. It's ridiculous. Um, I hope so, Jules. I would hope that, you know, even sooner than that. But my goodness gracious, we need to we need to seriously start taking steps to do something about it. Um, okay, let's see. Lisa had a question. Oh, Rossi, you live in Florida? I used to live in Florida when I was a little girl. We lived there for like 5 or 6 years. I lived in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Um, but it was beautiful. I love Florida. I would love to go back and live there again, but I don't dare do so until it turns at least purple, much less blue. Um, I wouldn't survive there. They'd probably give me a damn heart attack. Let's see. Bear with me, y'all. I'm going through, making sure I didn't miss any questions. Um, let's see here. Oh, thank you, Jules. What was the question somebody was asking? Ishika? I missed that name. Throw your question in there, Ashika, if you're still here. And I will try to get to it. I'm flying solo today. My guest didn't show up. My apologies. But so I'm just taking questions. Whatever y'all want me to, I can just pull a card and give you an oracle card reading, or if you have a simple question, I can do a quick, 2 or 3 card pull. Um, yeah, Loretta, China was one that couldn't get over how quickly the air cleared up. Um, but it was a lot of eagle energy. Yeah, I didn't even know we had eagles this far south. I really didn't. I had no clue. I'd never seen one in real life. And well, no, I take that back. I saw one when I lived in Phoenix. Um, I saw one day. We were up like in the foothills. We were visiting a rock shop, and I saw an eagle overhead, but it was really high up. You couldn't really see it that good. I wouldn't even have known what kind of bird it was if somebody with me was like, "Oh, look, there's an eagle." And so after we moved into this to our new place, our new apartment, said we 2 years in August. We moved over here. I started seeing the eagles that come through, and it just for the first year I would break my neck trying to get a picture of them, and the minute I would pull my camera out, they would go way high and not come back. And so after a while, I was like, okay, I get it. You don't want me taking your picture. You just want me to enjoy you being nearby. So now I don't even reach for the camera, and they come down really low, really close. Um, so that's kind of cool. And we have a woodpecker over here in this complex where I live, who has decided that they're going to peck a hole through one of the aluminum light poles. And you can hear them every night on that aluminum light pole. It's like, dude, you're not going to get through it. I keep waiting for his beak to get broke or something. Yeah, when we lived in Texas, we used to have a lot of cardinals. Hi, Andrea. You can go in Andrea 54 Hector. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Click that subscribe button, darling. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Click subscribe. Click the little bell next to it. Click all on that. That's the notification. And anytime I come on or post something, you'll get notified. I don't do a lot of stuff during the work week because I still work 10 hours a day. But on the weekends, I usually do at least one show on the weekend, if not 2 or 3. So I do one regular show during the week on Wednesdays, and that's the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. And that's me, that's Marina from Heart Center Tarot, Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, Sharon from Strawberry Rhubarb, Val from Dragonfly Crystals, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Marina, Val, Allie, Sharon. Okay, I'm missing somebody, and I forget. My apologies to the person that I missed. Let's see. Oh, okay, Lisa, you got to go start and charge your phone. Yeah, that's. Okay, let's see. Rossi, I don't know if they'll give me the answer, but you can certainly put that second question in and we'll give it a go and see what's going on. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, I know the weather's going to be really bad this year, and okay, Sonia, you're next. I'm halfway expecting a really bad season of the Gulf. I mean, I'm right here in Hurricane Center, We're roughly 30 miles from the coastline. If I could go in a straight line, it would be about 30 miles to get to the Gulf of Mexico. So when we get big hurricanes out there, it's we're close enough that we can get some damage. Okay, Charlie and Midgie have a message for me, please and thank you. Charlie and Midgie. Sounds like animal names, maybe. Hopefully it's not a person that I just insulted. Hi, Roos. My son is fine. Many, 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 many thanks to everybody that sent healing energy and Reiki, and his ankle has healed up. He's barely hobbling now. It has really healed very fast, a lot faster than we anticipated it would. And for that, I am extraordinarily thankful, because it really could have been so much worse. I mean, the car was just, they had to put it on the back of a flatbed to haul it off. They couldn't even tow it. That's how bad the car was. Yeah, it could have been really bad. But fortunately, he got up and walked away from it. So, I mean, you can't ask for better than that. Cars can be replaced. Your children cannot. And, okay. Yeah, I posted the pictures. I did a little video and posted pictures of the car. And most people have responded back to me with, "Oh my God, are you sure he's okay?" I'm like, yeah. He literally walked away from it. How that is, I don't know, but he did. Um, okay, Sonia. I'm not sure who Charlie and Midgie are, but the first message they have for you is leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. I'm telling you to take that leap of faith. Step on out. The universe is there. And then I pulled a new earth. It's happening. Keep the vision and keep it strong. So know that the vision that you hold is strong. Keep it strong. When you leap and take that leap of faith, it's going to make the vision even stronger. And then I pulled from the, what's the name of this deck again? Healing Energy Oracle deck. It says, I am light. And it says, I always have hope. No matter the ordeal, I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God, and am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. So you are the I in this, okay? This is yourself telling yourself what you're capable of. Your job is to shine the light. That's why we're all here, is to shine the light. To shine the light. To take that leap of faith and to hold the vision. So I think that that's what they're telling you, is to hold your vision. Step out. Make that step. And keep shining your light. You know, people need us with our light now more than ever before. With every day, they desperately need this light. And while it can be difficult because people tend to get in arguments, you know, left or right, pro or con, whatever, it's important that we just keep shining our light, that we just keep showing everyone that if they are in darkness and they are looking for a way out, just look for the light. Because as dark as darkness can be, all it takes is one little flicker of light and you can see it. No matter where you are in that darkness, there's a flicker of light, you will see it. And it doesn't have to be a spotlight or a big broad light. Just that little flicker of light, and it will be seen. And it will begin to make the darkness go away. The more you take that leap of faith towards that light, the more you hold that light in your vision and keep moving, the stronger that light will be, and the less the darkness will be. And I think that that's what they're telling you, is to just be the light. Just keep being the light. Um, let's see. Da, 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 da. Oh, they were neighbors when I was little, like grandparents. Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's see here. Ellen, you're next. Yay. Okay. A message from Spirit. If I start getting really growly, y'all, and you can't understand me, say something, okay? And I will most definitely start drinking some more. Um, Soda pop, that's what I'm drinking. Um, Again, for those that came in late, my apologies. My guest did not make it today. I hope I hear from her in the next day or two and we can reschedule. And thank you again for just staying and hanging out with me. I appreciate it um, very much. I always get sick of the stomach just before a show of thinking, what if they don't show up? It happens, you know. You just got to go with the flow, right? All right. Let's see here. A message from Spirit. All right, Miss Ellen. You're here. Yay! Ellen's here. I'm here. I always think of which Dr. Seuss was it? Oh, something here's a who. Horton here's a who. We're here. We're here. We're here. Every time I hear somebody say, I'm here, that's the first thing that pops into my head. What can I say? I I grew up on Dr. Seuss. I read all the Dr. Seuss books to my kid. First, I read them to my brother when he was little, and then I read them to my son when he was born. Um, so, all right, give everything a good shuffle here. Ellen, let's see what we've got. Okay, the Divine Master Ocean, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, simply says drink more water, hydrate yourself. And that's something I am just as guilty of as anybody else. We don't drink enough water. You know, we drink soda, we drink tea, we drink Kool-Aid, we drink alcohol, we drink coffee, we drink tea, but we don't just drink water. And our bodies are mostly water and they need water. That's what keeps everything flowing and functioning and your kidneys working and your bladder working and all that stuff. So drink more water. And then, excuse me, from the divine abundance, I pulled right now. And it says, stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. So, in other words, chill out, enjoy the now, enjoy the right now, and just feel the flow and go with it. And everything will come along as it's needed. As most of you know, the little car that I had was on its last legs and about to die anyway. And I've been manifesting for like a year and a half. I need another car. I need another car. I need another car. I didn't expect it to be delivered to me in this kind of way with a car accident. It was like, okay, that's not exactly what I meant. But I didn't get specific enough to tell Spirit, but I don't want any accidents or anything. I just kept saying, I need another car. I don't want anybody to get hurt over it. I need to find a way to get money for it, and I just need another car. And that's what I've been focusing on for a year and a half. Okay, well, now I'm getting another car. Just not the way I planned on getting it. And then lastly, I pulled for you, it says the bud, the rosebud. It says, oh, wow, potential, promise, it's about to happen. Keep going. So, drink your water so that you're hydrated and you can go with the flow right now. And at the same time, keep going because what it is you're working towards, it's about to happen. You just have to keep going. Don't stop. Because if you stop, then you got to start all over again. And then what does that get you? Nothing but more aggravation. So anyway, I hope that that's resonated with you as I'm knocking my cards off everywhere over here. Okay, let's see. And okay, Lisa, are you still here? If not, I will answer your question, and you can just go back and listen to it later. I know normally we ask for y'all to be here, but today's kind of weird, so we're gonna throw the rules out. Just do whatever. And Andrea 54, I got your question. Okay. Let's see. Lisa went to the guides. Think it's wise. I create a goal. I'm hearing yes. The minute I read that, I literally heard yes in my ear. And it can, I mean, it is not easy to run a channel. It's a lot of hard work. My eyes are tearing up. You have to be willing to put into it what you want to get out of it. Okay. It takes, if you're not real techie savvy with computers and that kind of stuff, you might want to take a little time and maybe read up. YouTube Studio offers some wonderful videos online, how to do a lot of this. StreamYard, who most of us use to stream through to go out to YouTube. StreamYard has videos, how-to videos you can go to tell you how to do everything. There is OBS, which is something broadcasting system. I don't remember what the O stands for. Optional or other or something like that. They have videos that you can watch that tells you how to do stuff. I was kind of lucky. My son's an IT guy. So I had somebody kind of right here when I started doing this to kind of hold my hand and point me in the right direction. And a lot of it has just been trial and error. I mean, I had the channel up and going for a good 6 months before I actually did a show because I was petrified to do my own show. And, let's not talk about peach desserts, y'all. I'm hungry. Let's leave food off the menu right now. My stomach's been over here growling. I hope y'all haven't heard it. Let's see. Just know that it takes effort. It takes time. It takes work. I mean, there's creating the thumbnails and the promo ads if you decide you want to go that route. There are steps you take to help you grow your channel. You have to get so many hours of viewing and so many subscribers before you can monetize. And then there's a whole set of rules that go along with that once you do that part. There are a lot of how-to videos on YouTube on how to run a channel or get a channel started. And I've watched a bunch of them. I mean, and that helped a lot. If nothing else, then it just made me sit back and go, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Who knew? So there's a lot of other readers out here. We all learn the same way, trial by fire, one day, one step and one screw up at a time. And you just do the best you can do and keep going at it. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do something and you can't seem to figure it out or it doesn't want to work, reach out to one of us that have been doing this for a while. Any one of us will be more than happy to do, a online face-to-face session with you and help walk you through doing some of the stuff, doing practice sessions or whatever. Um, that can make a big difference, because then you get a little more comfortable with it. Getting people to come on your channel, you have to kind of not be too shy to ask people, would you be a guest? And most of us, if somebody emails me and says, I have a channel, would you be my guest? I'll go and check their channel and make sure it's not something that I would not be comfortable with doing. And then I'll email them back and say, absolutely, just tell me when and where and I'll be there. And and most everybody in this community is like that. There are some that may not answer as quickly or be as receptive simply because they're already so overwhelmed with their work that they're already doing, that to stick one more thing in there is just like put you in the meltdown mode. You just can't get to it. So but just keep that in mind, and if you need help, just give a holler. There's lots of us that'll be more than happy to help you out. But I'm very, I'm not drawing cards on it because I very strongly, the minute I read the sentence, I heard yes in my head really loud. So it was like, they're like, yes, that's what we want you to do. And now just step out, just start learning what you can, email some of us that have been at it for a while and pick our brains. There are more than enough people online that are here to help. So yes, Rossi, this is very true. You need to be very accurate on what you want to manifest. See, my mistake was I just kept saying, I need another car. I need another car. I need you to provide me with another car. I need you to provide me with the means to afford another car. Just didn't think in terms of a car accident. It just really didn't cross my mind until it happened. Then I was like, that's not what I meant. It's like, okay, thank you for answering the question, but that's not exactly what I meant. But he's going to be okay. So that's a good thing. And let's see. Who's next? Okay, Rossi had the other question. What are my psychic gifts? Well, I'm feeling empath right away. That you're very empathic in nature. That you feel the pain of those around you. I think just about everybody has a little smidgen of that in their DNA. Some just more strongly than others. Let me see. I have a deck. For that. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Part of my stack that I'm working through trying to do flip throughs. I have a deck that I bought. I don't remember buying it. I did. I got the credit card bill. But I don't remember buying it. But it is like one of the coolest decks I've ever bought. And it's called the Psychic Development Oracle Deck, which is really kind of cool. Now, these are big cards. They're kind of hard to shuffle. So bear with me for a minute, Rossi, while I go through these. But that might at least help kind of point you in the right direction of what to look into. And okay, let's see here. All right. Okay. First up, I pulled. It's been so long, I don't remember the meanings of these, especially some of the ones that you don't pull a lot. The first thing I pulled was scrying. Um, that's like getting visions, like through a crystal ball or in a bowl of water. Um, Nostradamus used to do that. He had a black bowl, a black mirrored type bowl that he would put water in, and then he would look into the bowl and see visions of what was to come. At least that's what the history book said, how he did it. Um, it says it means that you have the gift of psychic sight and that scrying will help you get answers. It's the process of receiving a psychic vision using a crystal ball, crystal, or other reflective object or surface. Hydromancy, peering psychically into a glass of water, is also considered scrying. Um, it's not as difficult as one would think. It's sort of like looking at an ink blot test. We've all taken ink blot tests, right? We've all, or at least seen one. Um, it says, have you ever looked at the sky and noticed a cloud that looked like it had a particular shape? Now, come on, we all did that as kids. Lay out in the grass and look at the clouds and pick out what we saw. Oh, look, there's an elephant. Oh, no, there's a tiger. Oh, look, there's a spaceman. There, yeah, I mean, yeah. It says, imagine you were to tune in psychically and make meaning in the cloud. It sounds silly, but it isn't. Scrying can be that easy. Wow, I didn't know that. When looking into a reflective surface, it's best to use one that does not show an exact reflection, like a mirror. Instead, use an item that shows abstract light and shapes. Think of it as a pretend psychic ink blot test. It says your clairvoyance will make meaning in what you see. So because they're saying you have the ability for this scrying, that's a clairvoyant gift. The knowing, you just know something. You are actually the powerful part of this process, not point. It's what you see with your spiritual sight. So I would start with, maybe you have a dark bowl, say red, blue, black, green, whatever, dark color that you could put water in it, and you can kind of see a reflection, but it's not like you bend down and look in a mirror, and just ask a question and then just peer into the water. Or if you got a crystal or a crystal ball or something, sometimes I've been told for quite a while now that I was also a medium, which I argued with, but these are pretty powerful mediums themselves. So I figured, well, if anybody's going to know, they're going to know, right? And several of them have fussed at me over time about, put the cards down. You don't need the cards. You know what it is. You don't need to look at the cards. It's like, well, I'm glad you think so, but I'm not that confident yet. So, I mean, cards, like to read the cards, it's a tool that we use when we open up our psychic senses. We use the cards to help us sharpen and define that tool, to help us focus into what exactly Spirit wants us to look at. So meditating is good. That's like my weakest point, is because I can't get my brain to shut up and be still and be quiet. I think it's probably because I probably have adult ADD, I'm sure, because I get really scatterbrained sometimes. But it's something that I'm working on, of trying to improve in myself, is to improve meditation time. And trying to, there's a couple of people I do recorded shows with that, because then we can take our time, that hit me up and make me focus on a mediumship reading on a question. And when there's no outside distractions and I can completely focus in on that question, most times, yeah, I'll get the message. I'll hear the voice. I'll literally hear the voice in my head, like you hear me talking right now. So start with small steps. Clairvoyance is probably one of the most common gifts that people have, that and empathy, because they kind of go hand in glove. Well, they all do. All of the gifts do. One leads to another, which leads to another. Anybody can shuffle a deck of cards and say, oh, it's card number 3, and look up and read the book. Now, the person that's getting the reading, that may resonate with them. And then again, they could be sitting there thinking, I could have done that myself. I'm asking for your insight. But if you're not comfortable enough to put the tools down when you don't need them, and learn to just focus within and to listen for what the message is, that can be a powerful thing to happen once you finally bite the bullet and do it. Sun Psychic Jean talks about, it's in terms, she says it talks about in terms of like a flap over your third eye. She lifts the flap up to get the message, then closes the flap down when she's done. Lifts the flap up for the next message, closes the flap down. I'm like, now if I could just figure out how the hell to open and close the flap, I'd be okay. But I love the way she explained it, because it was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. And I'm very much at the stage of, I'm still trying to figure out how to open and close the stupid flap. Sometimes it's wide open and sometimes nothing. So I usually stick to mediumship questions when it's just a recording, because then I can take my time. I'm not pressured to get an answer right this second. And so when I'm doing live readings, when I do personal readings, and you can schedule a private reading with me, a very, very, very economical cost compared to what some people charge. Shoot me an email, reading please, in the subject line, and I'll answer you back and we'll work it out. Good 30-minute reading, face to face, you and me, and I'll give you all I got, full attention. Let's get some answers. But it's like any muscle. If you don't use it, it just kind of atrophies there and shrivels up into nothing. And then when you want to start using that muscle again, it's painful and it's difficult. But hey, if you want to get there, you want to know what your gifts are, then you have to work at it. You have to, I don't mean as in get up at 7 a.m. and start browbeating yourself. I have to learn it. I have to learn it. That's not what I mean when I say, you can, focus in on it. Just, take that. For me right now, like my meditation time is usually first thing in the morning when I first get up. I fix a cup of coffee. I grab a cigarette. I go sit out on the patio. And it's just me, my coffee, my cigarette, and spirit. And I just sit there and I just like, okay, if you got something to say it.
I guess you couldn't wait anymore.
And if not, then we'll just try again another day. Some days it'll be a couple hours later when I'll get the hit of whatever it was I was supposed to get that morning. Because for whatever reason, I wasn't unblocking myself enough earlier to get the message. But I do feel that just taking that 5 minutes in the morning of just by myself does more to help put me in the right headspace for stuff than anything else. And so just keep working at it. Keep working at the meditation. That's important. And just ask Spirit, help me with this. Help me see, know, feel, hear what it is you want me to do, or the gift that you think, the gift that you've given me. You're gonna have to show it to me. I'm not seeing it. And they will. They'll come right along and they'll bop you in the face with it. Say, this is what I want you to do. So, okay. Last question. Let's see. Andrea 54. Yeah, we've been an hour and 36 minutes, so this will be the last question. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 with Juno Sphere. We'll be doing the Destiny and Oracle cards and stuff tomorrow. So y'all come back tomorrow. Okay. Okay, Hector passed away December 2019. And here I was just talking about that. I can try to pick something up. Hector. Oh. No, I'm not picking anything up today. Let me try a card. Maybe you'll speak through a card. Right, rulers. We all have healing to do. I mean, I'm still working on my own crap to try to get out of the way so that I can get better at helping people. And it just takes time and practice. And, every time you pick up the deck or every time you do a reading, you get a little more practice, get a little bit better at it. Okay, I pulled, this is like the second or third time I pulled this card today. So your dad must really want you to know this. It just says, trust your path. It's talking about if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I feel like he's telling you now that he's got your back. Whatever it is that you want to do, he's got your back. I don't know if he had your back before he passed. I'm not getting any answer to that. But the minute I looked at this, it was like, oh yeah, that's he's trying to tell you, I got your back. I got you covered. No worries. Let's see. No, you're right, Loretta. We never stop evolving. It's a nonstop. I mean, yeah, Rossi. I mean, I spent the first almost year of watching all the readers on the community, just watching, and hell, it took me 6 months just to finally say something in one of the chats because I just, I didn't know how to deal with it. And emotionally and spiritually, I was in a very bad place at that time. I needed the healing. I needed to heal so that Spirit could start working through me to help heal others. Out of sight, out of mind type. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Then that's why I was feeling that of him just saying, I got your back now. So I think he's just trying to let you know that whatever it is that you're wanting to do, he's going to be there for you. Because he wasn't there before. And I also pulled, it says the Great Severing. Um, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So, was there a lot of anger and conflict between you and your dad? Because I feel like that's what he was saying. Like things were kind of rocky between y'all. But now his love is able to come out, and he wants you to know that he loved you. Maybe he didn't know how to show it. Um, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know how old your dad would have been. But there are certain generations of men that were just taught to not show emotional support of any kind, whether it be to their child, their spouse, their parents, their siblings. You know, you sucked it up, you kept it in, you didn't express yourself. So, okay, he didn't do anything for you when he was here, he didn't support you then. But now I feel like he's saying, I've got your back now. So, part of what, maybe that's why I'm picking up what I'm picking. Okay, there needs to be forgiveness on your part, forgiveness of his lack as a father. There were things that he just didn't know how to do them. He didn't know how to express what he felt. And because he couldn't express it and didn't know how to express it, he stayed pulled back. Another state far away, yeah, exactly. He stayed pulled back. He didn't get involved because he didn't know how. And I think, now I just turned 62, and I know that men my age group and men that would have been in my father's age group, you know, like I said, they were taught to never show emotions, to never show companionship or love or tenderness, or, I mean, they were basically taught that if you're like that with a child, you're going to spoil them rotten and they're going to turn into these horrible creatures, which is the exact opposite is what's true. But so you have men in that time frame that just didn't know how to be a dad. He didn't know how to be a dad. Because he didn't know how, he just didn't even attempt it. He just backed off, just not going to deal with it. Because I'll screw it up if I deal with it. That's what he's saying. I'll screw it up if I deal with it. Wow, that just came out of the blue. Um, yeah, but he wants you to know that he's got your back now. So, I mean, I never knew my dad. He left before I was born. My mother would never discuss it. I don't know what his name was. I don't know who he was. I don't know where he was. Nothing. It's complete blank in that department. Um, I've tried reading on it for myself. Nothing. I've asked other readers to read on it. Nothing. So I don't know what or why, but I got to a point in my life where I had to say to myself, for whatever reason, he cannot deal with having a child. And so he removed himself from the prospect. He gave up before he even got started. And I think that because these men didn't know or understand how to give emotional support, loving support. You know, I mean, they were taught that that's a weakness. You have to give somebody support to do something. That's only because they're weak, not because, hey, I need help. It has nothing to do with weakness or strength. It's got to do with the intelligence to ask for help. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that my father knew, you know, I would imagine when I was born, I mean, I'm sure he would have probably known. But, and it bothered me for years, and I mean, for decades. I was in my 30s, mid 30s, before I finally came to terms with it just for myself. And to be able to say just to myself, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know the reasonings from his perspective. I know from my mother's, from other family, but I don't know from his perspective. And I may never know. And I had to get to the point where I was like, and that's okay. I forgive him. Whatever it was he did, I forgive him. Now I can move forward. Because until you forgive what someone has done to you that's wrong, whether if they have been over backwards to compensate and make up for it because they made a mistake or not, it still comes down to you forgiving that person, if for no other reason than to release the burden from your heart. You don't need to carry that around anymore. And don't keep carrying that boulder, because all it's going to do is just weigh you down even more. Let it go. Just let it go. Like me, you may never know who he is. Well, you know who he is. You said, yeah, he visits his mother in the same state. At the end, he was there for your daughter. Okay. Okay. See, so that makes sense. That's why the first card I drew was him saying, I got your back. Because I think once these men who were taught that way to be, I think once they get to the other side, they see that, oh, no, actually, compassion and love and emotion and physically showing that to people makes you stronger, not weaker. So yeah, I that's, you know, my mother's biological dad was kind of in and out of our life through the years. He would kind of bebop in and out. She had a very contentious relationship with him. But when he got really, really sick, the doctors told him, you got maybe a year. The first thing he did was he reached out to my mom. He didn't want anything from her. He didn't want her to do anything for him. He just wanted to tell her, I'm sorry. And that made a world of difference for her peace of mind. He made an effort at that point to meet his great grandson, my son, whom he got to hold and play with and cuddle with before he died. There's not a lot of men who get to that point, you know, that they're willing to admit I was wrong and I screwed it up. But from the cards that I'm getting, it sounds like he's saying I was wrong and I screwed it up. And now I just want you to know I got your back. Whatever you decide to do, I got your back. So at least you got somebody up there in the spiritual realm that is your biggest cheerleader. You know, maybe it was just meant to be for him not to be involved, he may have had to have gone through that of figuring out what that felt like before he passed in order to move up to the next level. I don't know how accurate that kind of statement is. I've heard other people say it, and it just really resonated with me. It felt right. But it's just the biggest thing I hear is just, I got your back. I didn't before, but I do now. And I got your back. And so you just have to forgive him. Once you forgive him, then that burden will get lifted from your heart, and you'll be able to be freer as you move forward. So yeah, that it just takes a little bit of time. I've been kind of hemming and hawing because I was trying to see if he was going to say anything else, but he didn't. Just keeps repeating, I got your back now. I didn't before, but I do now. So, well, y'all, wow, we've been on almost 2 hours. I can't believe I sat here and talked for 2 damn hours by myself. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I'm going to pull one more card just for the collective, just for all of us to finish up our weekend on. Like I said, come back. I will be here tomorrow at 4:30 Central Time with Juno, and we'll do our Destiny and Oracle card readings. And looking forward to that. And let's see here. Thank y'all again for coming and hanging and staying with me. Again, my apologies that Marla didn't show up. I'm just hoping she's okay. I'll reach back out and hopefully we can get rescheduled for another date. How perfect. Outrageous openness. This is for all of us. This is Spirit saying, open me to your will. Or this is us saying to Spirit, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed, and I am open to receive. So, guys, this is what Spirit is telling all of us. Open up. Outrageous openness. Open up and just let Spirit give us what we need. We may not realize that's what we need, but just open up for it. And be very specific when you start manifesting things so that you don't receive what you want via an accident. Be more careful. And thank y'all very much. Everybody have a wonderful, beautiful day. Have a great weekend. I hope to see y'all tomorrow afternoon for a little while with Juno. And barbecue. Who's Shockwave? You're going to a barbecue and peach desserts. Damn you. Now I'm really hungry. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to have to go fix something to eat. Y'all have a wonderful day. Love to you all. Thank you for hanging with me and putting up with me as I rambled on my little way. And I will see everybody soon. Bye for now.